Hey there, drone fans. Rick here again from Drone Valley. This past week, I took a short road trip to Florida, got a chance to relax with the family a little bit, fly my quad a little bit, and meet up with one of my favorite YouTubers, Build a Drone Reviewer. Now, if you've never seen his channel, I've got a link below where you can go visit his page and see what he's all about. He really does an exceptionally good job of keeping on top of changes to the drone technology, new releases on products and announcement dates and things like that. Fantastic resource for a lot of that information. He also hosts a weekly live stream called Rotor Talk Live, which he has various guests on to talk about the drone industry and pose some really serious questions to him. I was lucky enough to be on it a couple of weeks ago. I just had a ball of fun being on that show. Well, I was down in Florida and I thought, well, hey, Bill's down in Florida. Let me give him a call and see if he's available. Maybe we can meet up and fly a little bit. And it turns out I'm on the east coast of Florida and he lives on the west coast of Florida. And he and his wife, Valerie, were gracious enough to drive all the way across the peninsula to meet up with me in a park to talk about drones and fly a little bit and just have a whole lot of fun together. So let's watch that interview now and then I'll come back at the end with some comments. Hey there, drone fans. Rick here from Drone Valley. How you doing today? Look who's here. It's Bill the Drone Reviewer.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
How you doing, Bill? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Rick.
Good. I happen to be heading through, can I say the state?
Yes, you can say the state.
I was heading through Florida and I called Bill and said, hey, we're going to get together and fly a couple of drones. So I thought I'd take a minute and just ask you a couple of quick questions.
Absolutely.
So I'm always curious as to how people get into hobby. How did you get started?
I got started, it was December of 2016, and I'd always been interested in radio control planes. And, you know, somebody intrigued, I saw an ad for a drone, and the more I did, I checked into it and I saw how easy it was. I watched some of the videos on YouTube and I said, you know what, this looks like it'll be fun. It looks like it'll be a great hobby, and it's not the gasoline engines from back in the day. No. with the radio control. So that's how I got started in something like this.
Yeah, well, you actually have a better background than most of us, because radio control flyers and RC cars and stuff with the gasoline engines were a whole lot more work to keep them in the air and keep them straight, keep them running and stuff. I mean, a drone, you pop a battery in it, put it up, and you fly.
And that's what appealed to me. I mean, it was like no gas, easy in, easy go.
What was the first one you flew? What was your
first one? My first drone was an Autel X-Star Premium.
Okay, how did you like that?
I really like that. The one thing I like about Autel, Rick, is they make very solid hardware.
Right.
I have absolutely, the X-Star Premium was solid. It came in this big case when you bought it. It had everything extra that you needed except for an extra battery. It was fantastic. It was real solid.
It did a nice job.
Yeah. It really did.
Now, I'm going to tease you in a couple of minutes. I have a couple of drones here that you haven't seen yet, so we're going to take a look at those. But I like the Autel X-Star Premium. I flew it myself, owned it for a lot of years, found it to be a really nice drone. Then I kind of fell into the DJI universe and bought a ton of DJI stuff. But I agree with you. I think that's a solid drone. Now, what was the scariest flight you've ever had?
The scariest flight I ever had, I was demonstrating in front of Valerie's family, my wife's family, over on Easter.
That's never a good idea.
Everybody asked me, hey Bill, you got a drone, let's see it.
Yep.
So we're in the backyard and I take off and I'm showing everybody and I says, now if you hit this button, it'll return to home, okay? I didn't hit the return to home button. Guess what button I hit? Landing. And it was going down and it was about 10 feet off the water.
Oh my gosh.
In the lake back there.
And you're scrambling to get the controls back up.
And I hit the throttle up and it got up, and Valerie's nephew says, I think we're okay now.
Let's go in the house. We're done flying for the day. That's pretty good. Now, have you ever crashed one?
Yes, inside the house.
All right, and this is going to take a lot to admit this. How did that happen?
Okay. From what I understand, we have dark wood floors.
Okay.
And from what I understand, the Spark was pretty good with it, but the Mavic Pro, not so good with it. I had it hovering there. I was talking to it, and then all of a sudden it just didn't recognize where it was, took off, and then there was a gouge on the wall. And I say, I'm a lucky man because I told Valerie, and I'm still here today to tell you this story.
Okay. Now, are you allowed to fly in the house now, or is that over? It's not.
Semi.
She's off camera and she's going like this.
Semi.
Wow. All right, I'm in the same boat because I had the Mavic Pro early on, was trying to impress my wife, and I fired it up in the living room and said, hey, look at this cool drone that's flying around. It made a left-hand turn into a lamp, knocked it over, and that was the end of that. So I can't even power up a drone in the house anymore. I got to be back on the patio, so I get that. Let me see what else. What is your favorite drone to fly today? Is it the Mavic, or do you have others that you think you'd like?
I really like the Mavic Air.
Okay.
The speed on that was just, it blew Valerie away as well when I took it out there and I put her on sport mode, and it just took off. The one thing that and she really loved the Asteroid on that. That was just, absolutely fantastic. I love the portability of that. It is just incredibly portable, and it came in just this.
I love it.
The
Yeah, I
case
agree.
that it comes in, it's very easy to hang around. But my go-to drone's the Mavic Pro.
Okay, I look at the Mavic Air as well because it's so easy and portable to bring along. Even though I love the Mavic, we got a couple of them here we're going to fly in a little bit. That Mavic Air is, like you said, tiny, and side by side they don't look that much different, but when you pack them, that is a much smaller drone in a lot of ways.
It really
I know
is.
a lot of people complain, oh, we can't fly 5 miles with it, but honestly, most of the work I do, it's going to be close to me or it's close in where I have to keep it visual line of sight anyway. So why do I care that it's flying 6 miles? I can't fly it that far legally. So we're
Exactly.
good. All right, so I'm going to ask you a couple of controversial questions, and I always get in trouble in this because
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of guys putting up clips where they're flying the drone 7 miles, trying to break some distance record and stuff. I'm a bit of a, I guess, a rule follower where I'm, following the parking rules and the rules that the FAA put up. So I don't fly beyond visual line of sight, keep it under 400 feet. I'm not a problem, I don't have a problem, I should say, with the non-fly zones, the NFZs. But a lot of people complain about those. I know on my channel I get a lot of back and forth between I'll not buy a DJI because it's got the NFZ stuff built in. How do you feel about that?
The rules are there for a place, okay? And let me, for instance, living in the Tampa Bay area, a large part of it, and a lot of people don't know, there's a lot of no-fly zones because we not only have Tampa International, but literally next door to us is MacDill Air Force Base.
Okay.
And, those no-fly zones are there for a purpose. They're there for a reason. And, even where I'm at, where my house is, where I can fly there, a lot of times I'll see aircraft up there, and as soon as I do that, boom, I'm hitting the deck. That's something I think we need as hobbyists, and even Part 107s, which I am. We need to respect that. We need to understand that we have to play out there with the big boys, okay? Because if we don't, then we're going to have things taken away from us.
Yeah, and I view it the same way. I feel like the NFZs are built in. For them to get those, to get a no-fly zone set up, they've got to register, the FAA's got to approve it, and then DJI builds it into the software so that you can't inadvertently, or I can't inadvertently, fly someplace we shouldn't. So guys that argue it shouldn't be in there, I really feel like, what are you arguing against, right? You're going to want to fly into an area you shouldn't be flying in. So I don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of guys are looking at the hotel, they're thinking, I'd rather have one with that NFZ built in, but I honestly think the way the laws and regulations are going, pretty soon that's going to be almost a mandatory thing to fly in certain areas.
Absolutely.
So, okay, good. Well, I think we're on the same page there. All right, now we're going to get to the fun part. So I have 2 drones over here. You haven't seen either of these yet. So I'm going to give you 60 seconds. I'm going to open up the box.
Okay.
You're going to look at it. I want your first impressions because I reviewed them on the channel. All right, the first
All
one we
right.
got is the Parrot Anafi. Now, this is the brand new Parrot product, which is fantastic. It's a great little drone. Comes in a really cool little case. Let me give you the drone first. Let me see if I drop it here. There you go. What's the first thing you notice when you're holding it?
Light.
Very light. I was impressed by how light it is.
Very light.
Now, don't worry if you break it. You can open it. And you play with it.
I like the metal that it's made from. It's some kind of composite.
It's got like a carbon fiber composite. Yeah, it's really, really durable. I shouldn't admit this, but I've crashed it a few times into trees. It bounced off and came right back.
One of the other things I really like is, unlike the Mavic Pro, there's no with the arms.
No
they come straight out.
They do.
I like that. And then the propellers. I like the way the propellers are because that really makes it easy and compact to fold it into the body here. I like that a lot.
I agree.
Very, very, very nice.
Now, a lot of people have looked at that and said it looks fragile, but I can tell you I've flown with very strong winds and it maintains its position in space. And I like that it's light because when it hits something, it doesn't have all that inertia, the bigger drones cracking something.
It feels very solid.
Good.
I mean, I'm very impressed with that.
All right, here's the remote. Take a look at that. See what you think of that guy. I agree with you on most of what you said. I also like the fact that it does the 180 up and down, which is nice. That's a unique perspective.
That's not. I like how the this folds right back in. It's very nice.
There's no power button either. When you open it, it starts.
It starts. It's on automatically. Yeah, I like that.
That's
and
cool.
The controllers here. Yeah, I like this. It's well laid out. It's a great design.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite new drones, to be honest with you. They also put the antenna in here, which I think is smart.
Fantastic.
Because then it's always facing where you're flying.
It's always facing where you're flying.
You don't have to worry about lining them up, right?
You don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. All right, so we're coming up on 60 seconds. I just need a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this.
Oh, thumbs up.
All right, good. All right, so Bill the drone reviewer likes the Anafi. Let's see what else we got. These are speedy reviews, Bill. I know you usually take longer than this. All right, the next one's the Autel Evo, which is a drone that I've had for a couple of weeks, and I haven't actually done a clip on this one yet on the channel. I'm waiting because I got a few things I want to talk about. That's the Autel Evo.
Heavy?
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Heavier, that's for sure.
And again, I like the same thing with the arms coming straight out.
That pivot is a little tricky.
That pivot is a little tricky. I like that.
Yep.
The orange is fantastic, and that's one thing I've always liked about Autel.
Yep.
Was they had that. I love the gimbal guard on here. I think
Pretty nice job on that.
They did a great job on that. The sensors here and the sensors in the back. Yeah, I like that.
It's a substantial drone.
It's,
and when
yes,
I compare
it
it
is.
to, let me take a Mavic for a second here. So when I compare it to the Mavic, size-wise, it's almost the same this size, but it's a lot. It seems a lot thicker this way to me than the Mavic does.
Yes, it
but
does.
It's very
You're right.
similar in design to what the Mavic is, except for those pivoting in the back. So it's kind of a clever design from those guys. Now let's take a look at the remote real quick. This is that remote that I was oohing and awing over at CES because it's got that nice display.
Really nice display. Again, you know, I like having that up there like that.
Yep. Similar antennas to what the Mavic's
Similar
got.
antennas, yeah.
Right. You'll notice too in the back there's a screw that holds this holder on. Now one of my frustrations with this, and I'm trying to be gentle to it and kind in the review, but this will only hold a standard phone. You can't put a tablet in there.
Okay.
And it's the same with the Anafi, but this one, you can unscrew that bolt. So I imagine there'll be an aftermarket bracket.
An aftermarket bracket to be able to put on
Right,
there, yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of down on that display. When I saw it at the show, I thought, man, it's too small to really fly with. But the more I use it, I find myself using it quite a bit. And you can flip between the metrics of the flight and visual.
In visual, okay.
First-person view. So it gives you a choice between the two, which is nice.
Very good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so 60 seconds, we're into it. What are you thinking about the Evo?
Solid. Look well built.
So you give that a thumbs up as well?
Thumbs up, yes.
There's nothing you don't like. All right, good. Well, 2 thumbs up from Bill, the drone reviewer there. And I'll take that one back. You're not keeping this one. All right, so that's it for today. I really appreciate you taking the time today. We're going to go and fly a little bit now.
Sounds good.
Okay, good.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. Man, what a great guy. And I just had so much fun spending time with Bill and his lovely wife Valerie, talking about quads and flying quads. And even though we only had a little bit of time together because I was on such a tight schedule, I think I had a little over an hour to meet up with him. When you get two nerds talking about a hobby that they love, you can get a lot of information exchanged between the two of us. And I just had a ball of fun, and I wish I had all day to spend with him. And I promise when I head back down to Florida in a couple of weeks, I'm going to end up on your side of the coast, and we'll spend all the time you want talking about quads, answering questions, and flying stuff, because that's really what I love to do. And I have to say it again, that it's guys like Bill and his wife and channels like his that really inspire me about this hobby. I'm just such a fan of the technology, but I'm more a fan of the people. And it's guys like Bill that really build this community among all the flyers that are out there, because he's putting clips together that deliver a lot of really impactful information, keeping us ahead of the curve on a lot of technology. And he's doing that because he loves the hobby. He's not doing it for clicks. He's not out flying 17 miles with a quad. Oh, look at me. He's doing it because he loves the hobby. And I'm a fan of any channel that adds back quality to this hobby and makes things a little bit safer and more fun for all of us. And Bill, you do a yeoman's job of that. So thanks an awful lot for putting your channel together. Thank you and your beautiful wife, Valerie, for spending an hour with me in a park in 900 degrees of weather, 2.5 miles from your home. I just had a lot of fun with you guys, and I'm looking forward to getting back down there real soon and spending some more time out there in the field. So thanks an awful lot for watching today. Again, check the links below. Bill's channel is linked down there. Go over there and take a look at some of his clips. Give him a couple of thumbs up, leave some comments, show him some love, because again, he's doing the things that we need to have done in this community to make all of us better flyers. And if you're into the hobby like I am, guys like that make you smile, and he makes me smile every time I watch his clips. So thanks again for watching today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that link down there on the bottom. That way you'll get all the clips that we put out, and you'll get notices when they're posted. I just love putting these things together, and I'm planning on doing a few more of these meetups. So if you guys like this kind of format, drop that in the comments below. If you have people you'd like me to meet up with, maybe other YouTubers that you like, drop their names in the comments below. I know a lot of people in the industry, and I just don't have the time to get to everybody. So if there's somebody you want to have me meet up with and fly a little bit and talk to, drop them in the comments below, and I'll make my best effort to get a hold of those people and put that meetup together for you guys. So thanks an awful lot for watching, and until next time, happy flying.